Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video like up. The curiosity surrounding When Calls the Heart's 13th season has grown into something almost electric. Energy that Hearties can almost feel buzzing under their skin. As the months have passed and whispers have floated across social media, fan groups, an old-fashioned word of mouth, the return of Hope Valley has gradually taken on the aura of a long-awaited holiday. With each new clue, each interview snippet, and each tiny bit of behind-the-scenes movement, the question has remained the same and more urgent than ever. When exactly is Season 13 coming? The answer, surprisingly, hasn't arrived in one loud announcement, but through a mosaic of signs. Subtle confirmations, production updates, cast hints, and the unmistakable rhythm of a show that knows its audience well. For Hearties, Season 13 is more than a date on a calendar. It represents the continuation of a story that has lived in their hearts for over a decade. And as the last pieces of the puzzle begin sliding into place, it has become clear that the new season's timeline is both meticulously planned and emotionally charged. What fans know for certain is that the production timeline for Season 13 didn't follow the quiet patterns of earlier years. Instead, filming for the new season ramped up with a burst of activity that spoke volumes. Anyone paying attention noticed a sudden uptick in cast travel, studio movement, and those little winks actors give when they're trying to keep a secret but want you to know they're excited. It was Aaron Krakow who first hinted that the cameras were rolling again, sharing just enough enthusiasm to send the fandom spinning. Kevin McGarry added fuel to the fire when he teased that this season would be worth the wait, a sentence that practically confirmed the release window without giving an official date. Season 13 has been carefully aligned to Hallmark's new long-term strategy, one that places its flagship dramas in prime months where viewership spikes naturally. Over the last few years, the network's scheduling patterns have shifted, and When Calls the Heart has benefited directly from those changes, moving closer to spring premieres that offer longer promotional windows and allow major cast reveals to unfold in stages. That pattern didn't just continue for Season 13. It became even more refined. Insiders have noted that Hallmark chose the early to mid-springtime slot for a reason. The momentum from the network's first quarter events feeds directly into their big second quarter campaigns. And When Calls the Heart is one of the crown jewels of their lineup. Aligning Season 13's release with this window ensures maximum visibility for the show's returning characters, new arcs, and the emotional punches that writers have reportedly packed into the scripts. The filming schedule itself also tells a story. Crews were spotted around Vancouver earlier than usual this year, with an expanded production team and signs of heavier scene construction than previous seasons. New sets were built, old ones refurbished, according to whispers from the ground. Several key locations in Hope Valley underwent redesigns to reflect a new era the town is stepping into. None of this would have been done if the season weren't planned with precision. And that precision has a clear timeline. The cast also played a major role in shaping expectations. Aaron Krakow's involvement in Season 13 appears deeper than ever, not just as the leading actress, but also as one of the creative voices guiding the emotional tone of the story. Her schedule, combined with Kevin McGarry's commitments and Chris McNally's recent project wrap-ups, paints a picture of a team perfectly aligned for a spring release. Whenever cast members' calendars sync in this way, it almost always signals that Hallmark is preparing for a major push. If fans are looking for clues in the broader entertainment landscape, they'll find even more confirmation. Hallmark has quietly been forecasting a surge in family-centered dramas for 2025, with When Calls the Heart positioned as the frontrunner for that shift. The network has been subtly building momentum by releasing teen content, extended cast interviews, and themed programming blocks that all point to an early-year promotional campaign. These types of campaigns don't happen at random. They are designed to lead into a season launch. In fact, Marketing experts have observed that Hallmark has historically reserved its biggest rollouts for Q2, which makes mid-spring the sweet spot for the premiere of season 13. Fans were already predicting this, but the dots have now connected so clearly that the release window no longer feels like speculation, it feels like inevitability. That being said, the beauty of When Calls the Heart's season 13 timeline isn't just in its strategy. It's also in what it means for the story. Every heartbeat of anticipation has been tied to what fans hope will unfold next. Season 12 ended on a note that felt both complete and deeply unfinished, opening the door for bold new arcs. Elizabeth's personal journey has reached a crossroads once again, and the writers have hinted that season 13 is going to explore not just romance but transformation, healing, and a shift in her purpose within the town. There are also indications that Hope Valley itself is evolving. New businesses, fresh faces, and community challenges reportedly form the backbone of the new season. Production insiders have said that the writers want to reconnect the story to the earliest roots of the show, its themes of frontier resilience, emotional courage, and the quiet strength of community. This creative direction complements the timing of the premiere perfectly. A season about renewal arriving in the season of renewal. Some of the strongest hints about the release date didn't come from studio leaks, but from the cast's personal dynamics. The actors have become more openly nostalgic and reflective in recent months, sharing memories from earlier seasons, behind-the-scenes moments, and cryptic captions about the journey continuing. Erin Krakow, in particular, has been posting in a way that lines up perfectly with a spring promotional lead-up. It's a pattern she has followed before fans who noticed it during season 11 and season 12 were able to predict premiere dates weeks before Hallmark's official announcements. Another compelling indicator is Hallmark's tradition of pairing the premiere of When Calls the Heart with a major fan-directed push. Over the years, Hearties have become one of the most powerful communities in television, and Hallmark knows how to harness that enthusiasm. This year, the network seems poised to bring fans into an even bigger celebration, suggesting that the launch of season 13 won't just be an episode drop, will be an event. Special segments, cast-driven Q&As, and possibly even limited theatrical screenings have been quietly discussed among industry insiders. The writers have also gone on record saying this: season scripts were completed earlier than usual. Early script completion almost always translates into a steady production cycle, which in turn supports a predictable release window. And everything about that window points directly toward spring 2025. One of the biggest clues fans often overlook is the international distribution timeline. Several overseas networks that air When Calls the Heart have been updating their schedules, and although none of them can reveal the date before Hallmark, they typically align their listings around the U.S. release. The new placeholders entered for the 2025 calendar heavily favor April and May, making this timeframe even more convincing. Another detail that has fueled anticipation is the renewed emphasis on Elizabeth and Nathan's developing story, with season 13 expected to lean deeper into their emotional connection. Viewers are eager to see how their dynamic unfolds now that earlier complications have settled. This storyline alone is one of the reasons Hearties have been laser-focused on the premiere window. The longer the wait, the more they crave clarity. And the season 13 timeline seems poised to deliver exactly that, as Hope Valley prepares for new life, new challenges, and new relationships. The behind-the-scenes machinery powering the show has been moving at full speed. Wardrobe teams finalized fittings unusually early. New costumes were designed for incoming characters, and set decorators reportedly added several period-accurate details that signal a slight time jump. These final touches further anchor the premiere date in the spring window, because Hallmark tends to lock sets this way only when a new season's promotional countdown is close. Even the weather patterns in Vancouver play a part. The show's creators prefer spring scenes that capture Hope Valley's iconic, bright, hopeful atmosphere. The blooming landscape, the crisp air, and the vibrant colors have all become part of the show's emotional language. Filming during these months ensures that the tone of the new season aligns with its themes: Production teams from Hallmark also coordinated with local tourism professionals on certain filming locations. Whenever that coordination happens, it usually signals that promotional footage, behind-the-scenes clips, cast greeting videos, or sneak peek trailers will be released on a tight timeline leading directly into the premiere. This year, such coordination spiked dramatically. Another revealing detail came from the show's composer, who cryptically mentioned working on new themes during a recent live stream appearance. Music scoring is one of the last major steps before a season is finalized, which means season 13 is already in its polishing phase. Once music is complete, the only steps left involve final editing, network approva,